Anybody there? Hi, Bobby. How's everybody doing? Hi, Sarah. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready tonight. Hi, Dale. I got my new camera thing on, and I've learned when it starts shaking its head at me that I can tap it, and that generally makes it stop. So we're gonna give it a try. All right, y'all. Tonight is gonna be a special night. We are having fried catfish and French fries and Hushpuppies. So right now I've got my grease getting hot on the stove. Ooh, shrimp pasta, I love shrimp pasta. And I have just regular cornmeal and salt. That's all I bread mine with. So it takes quite a bit of salt to make it good. So let me get this started. I'm gonna taste it because it tastes pretty good. I just wanna make sure I got enough salt in it. And I'm gonna go ahead, I've already got my grease on the stove getting hot. And I'm gonna put these, and I got cornmeal all over me. All right, now stop shaking your head at me. So I'm gonna put some gloves on, and I'm going over to the sink because that's where my catfish is. All right, so we're gonna go over here and see if it'll stay with me. Okay, so over here at the sink, I've got my catfish draining, and I like to squeeze as much water out of them as I can, because we want our crust to be light. We don't want it thick and hard. We want it light and crispy. So I'm squeezing out the water from my catfish, and I've been draining them in the sink. I'm just squeezing them out. And all I've got is cornmeal and salt in my bag. So let me go ahead, get a few more pieces here. And I'll start breading them up here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and take a paper towel. I've got it on a rack and a paper towel on it. But I'm also going to take another paper towel and just blot them. Okay? Hi, Sherry White. So I'm just blotting them. Man, this camera, I don't know, y'all. Okay. And getting those blotted. Like I said, I've got more in the sink, but I'm just gonna get some started here. Try not to move too quickly on my head. I'm sorry, Roger. I'm trying not to. I think it's doing a little better this time, though. I don't think it's moving quite as much as it did. There it goes. Now see, I have to say that, and it starts shaking its head at me and saying no. I don't know, guys. I may have to just drop the camera thing. Let me just get all these in here, and I want to just get them good and coated. Hi, Miss Kim. Alright. So now, I'm going to go over to the stove. And hopefully my grease, I've got this deep skillet, and I've got about that much grease in it, oil in it. getting hot. I hope it's getting hot. I could use a thermometer, but I don't know what the temperature's supposed to be, so that wouldn't do me any good. So when I take the piece out, I want to shake the excess off, and I want to see if it's it's starting to get hot enough. I'll leave that one in there to see how it goes. But it's not hardly hot enough yet. I hear it. So I'm gonna go ahead, go back to the stove, get some more fish out, and get it started. Let's go back over here. Sink, not the stove. Stop shaking. And I'm just squeezing the excess water out of the fish and putting it on this paper towel in this little rack here to let it drain. And I hear my oil getting good and hot now. I could get a thermometer out and tell you how hot it is, but this way I'll have some ready. Oh, am I shaking like crazy again? I'm gonna have to put that in. All right, so stop. Now let's go back over here. Yeah, it's good and hot now. Hey, Janice. All right, so shake the excess flour or meal off and drop it in the grease. Shake the excess, drop it in the grease, shake it and drop it. Shake it and drop it. I think I can get one more in here maybe. All right, there we go. Hey, Martha. I know, I don't use a thermometer, Martha, when I make candy or anything. I don't know, I just do it. So I also put an extra skillet here. It's a more shallow skillet. So I may use it when I get to a point, if I feel like it's going too slow, I may heat it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my gloves off, and I'm gonna start working on my hush puppies. All right, so I'm gonna mix them up in this little bowl here. Hi, Jennifer. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut up an onion, because good hush puppies have plenty of onion in them. And if I had some jalapeno peppers, I would probably put a few of those in it, but I don't have any. I have some frozen ones, they would be fine, but I'm gonna take Mom and Dad's plate. They don't like jalapenos in there. I mean, they like them, but they can't really eat them, so. Hey, Shelly. All right, so I'm fixing to chop up this onion. I'm just gonna get the outer skin off of it. I think it's fine. I'll go ahead. I don't know for sure if I'll use the whole onion. We'll just kind of see, okay? So I'm gonna put, let's see. I don't need a whole lot of hush puppies, but I always make way more than we need. There's about a cup of meal. Let me go about a cup and a half of meal. Okay? Hi, Cheryl. And now, hey, Jennifer. I'm going to go ahead and put a little flour in my hush puppies. So when I say a little, probably 2 tablespoons. Not a lot, just a little. Okay? I did forget to get a measuring cup that I meant to get, so let me go get that. if this camera's gonna follow me. Are you following me? Now, where did you go? All right, let's go back over here. Doesn't like my fast moves, I think is what it is. Hi, Patina. Love you too, sweetheart. All right, let me check on my fish. And I'm not stirring in them, I'm just kind of lifting them up a little bit. They're fine. We're gonna let them stay like they are. All right, so I've got 1.5 cups of cornmeal. And 2 tablespoons, about 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, I've got 1/2 an onion. And that's what I'm gonna start with. Try to get that thing to quit rocking and rolling on me. And I'm going to just chop this onion up. Not in tiny pieces, but not in great big pieces either. Just chop it up, you know. You want to be able to taste the onion in your, unless you don't. Unless you got picky people that don't like onions and you want to slip in the onion on them without them knowing. Now, if you want to do that, cut it in smaller pieces. So, I'm just chopping them. And I'll go a little smaller. I don't want them huge in there, but and they'll break up a little bit too. So let's just kind of break them up. Now for Mom and Dad, I would probably put this whole onion in there. I am taking Mom and Dad a plate, but Donnie doesn't like that much in it, so I'm probably gonna stop right there with the onion. Okay, now I put an egg in my Hushpuppies. So I'm gonna go with an egg here. I just threw it in the floor, but that's all right. I'll pick it up in a minute. Okay, now I'm gonna put some buttermilk in it. And I may not have enough buttermilk for the whole thing, so I may have to do part buttermilk, part sweet milk. I'm gonna start with 1 cup. I don't really know how much I put in there, so that's why I'm starting with 1 cup, and I'm gonna just see how it does. That way you'll know. So I got 1.5 cups of meal, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 1 cup of buttermilk. You don't want them too thin because you want them to hold together when you scoop them out. And you can totally make these ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator, but they'll kind of puff up and rise up a little bit, and you don't want to stir them after that. When they puff up and rise up a little bit, then you just start scooping them out and cooking them. So I'm going to put a little bit more buttermilk. I think I've got enough. Maybe 1/4 cup more. So that was 1.25 cups of buttermilk, 1.5 cups of cornmeal, and 2 tablespoons of flour, and 1/2 of a pretty good sized onion. All right, these look pretty good. Now I like to add a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt to mine. Not a lot, just a little bit. Little black pepper. My salt's over here. And a little bit of salt. There we go. All right. So they're not real thin and not real thick. They're, good good consistency here. If you can see how, whoop, like that. So I'm going to put them to the side now and let them kind of start puffing up. Okay? All right. Now, let me go ahead and I'm going to get a tray ready to start dipping out on. Okay? I'm going to put some paper towels on it to drain everything on. Okay? Hey Cindy. Hey Lori. So let me just take it over here. Alright, and I'm going to check on the fish I've got frying over here. And I'm just going to kind of turn them. They're frying pretty good. Okay, I'm shaking again. Alright, so now I'm going to start breading a few more fish so that I can have them ready to put in when I get these out of the grease. And then we'll start working on the coleslaw. I was going to use this glove that I already had dirty. If I can get it back on. Hey, Leanne. Thank you, Cindy. Doesn't my shirt sound just like me? Amy made my shirt for me. If you can't read it backwards, it says, it's fine, I'm fine, everything is fine. I say that all the time. I'm fine, it's fine, it's fine, I'm fine. That's kind of me. I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Amy made that for me, Cindy. My niece Amy. Alright. Got a few already in here. I don't like to bread them too soon because it kind of cakes on. Yeah, it does sound just like me, don't it? My camera's shaking its head, no. Y'all, I'm sorry. I hope that's not too distracting. Alright, let's walk over here and check these out. You're doing alright. I may go ahead and light this one and cook some French fries in it. I'll get French fries going in it in just a second. So we're going to let it heat up. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and start working on the coleslaw. Okay, it has to find me. I don't know. You know, I did this on my just regular camera and it did fine. It didn't do all that shaking, but it's like when I go live mode on Facebook, it wants to do all this head shaking business. If I touch it, it kind of focuses in on my face. Alright, so I'm going to use my food processor to cut up my slaw. And I've got a cabbage head here that I've already washed. And I've actually already used part of it, so it's kind of brown on the edge where I've cut it already. I'm just going to cut that brown edge off. That's what happens. When you cut a cabbage head and use a little bit of it, where you've cut it kind of gets brown. So I'm just going to cut that off and discard that. And it's perfectly fine when you do that, see? So it's perfectly fine. And I'll just slide that over to the side. And now I'm just going to cut this in some quarters, smaller pieces that'll fit into the food processor. Okay. And this makes fast work of making slaw or trout or anything like that. All right. So, get this slaw cut up. I'm really excited about this catfish. It's been a while since I've had catfish. And there's just nothing like good home-cooked catfish. Now, it'll stink your house up a little bit, but you know, I've got my little Scentsy thing. I can get the smell out. I've got my Hyla. If you don't know what a Hyla is, it's a, anyway, it's this thing we all bought last year. I love my Hyla though. It's a vacuum cleaner and air purifier, and yeah, I love it. And it'll get that smell out, so I'm not too worried about my house smelling like fish, so it'll be all right. I like the smell of fried catfish anyway, don't y'all? Dump this out. I probably got it packed in here so tight. Alright, I got it all cut up. Let me just get rid of my scraps. There we go, shaking again. I gotta get it, find my face. Find me. I can't reach it. There we go. I'm too short. Maybe this thing will give us all a good laugh anyway, right? It don't do anything. Yeah, I kind of packed my slaw in here. Probably didn't need this much slaw. I wasn't thinking, I was just cutting. But we like slaw, so we're gonna have a lot of slaw tonight. And you know, I didn't even get my mayonnaise out of the refrigerator. I didn't cut any onion up. I'm just gonna take about 1/4 of this onion here, and I should have cut it up there. I'm gonna just slither it up a little bit with my knife, just to give it a little onion flavor. All right, stop. I need to go check my grease too. Oh yeah, these are doing good. And turn them. And I bet this other one is good and hot. Let me get that one out. That was a little one. Let me go get my French fries. It's not gonna turn on me. I guess it'll be all right. All right, got me some French fries. And I'm just doing regular old French fries. I'm not cutting up potatoes tonight. Let's see if it's hot. It's not too hot. I'm just gonna let it go. Let me go ahead and get these fish out, because they're ready to come out. Especially the small ones. And I'll put some more in. Not watching what that thing's doing, y'all. Alright, so remember, shake the excess cornmeal off your fish before you put it in the grease. Shake it off, put it in. Shake it off, put it in. Whoa, it's looking for me. What are you doing, camera? Hey, I'm right here. Come on this way. It's going to show you the whole house, apparently. I'm going to have to just turn that thing off, I think. goodness, y'all. I thought I'd give it one more try, but I don't know. And I didn't put my glove back on, of all things. Trying to get them all in here. Oh, yeah, Janice? All right, hold on. I'm fixing to turn that off, y'all. It's just circling around. Okay, I think I turned it off. Janice, you made sausages and kraut with your kraut that I made for you, and you liked it. Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad you liked it. My thing is crooked now, but we're going to deal with it, okay? All right. Good deal, Janice. I'm glad you liked your kraut, and tell your dad he's welcome. All right. So let me go ahead and put some French fries in. I'm going to rinse my hand off, because my French fry grease is good and hot now. So we should be good to go on it. Hey, Peggy. I'm just trying not to kill myself with the French fry grease, so y'all bear with it. I think we got it. Alright. Here's the first few pieces of fried catfish out of the grease. So, they look pretty good. I think it's going to be alright. What y'all think? Y'all think it's going to be alright? Alright, let me go grab my mayonnaise because I forgot it. Alright. There's the mayonnaise. Hang on a second. Are y'all still with me? Hey, Scott. Okay, so I was cutting up a little bit of onion. I was just kind of thinly gonna cut it up and put it in my slaw. I don't want a whole lot of, a lot of onion in it, but just a little bit of onion flavor throughout. So you could even use onion salt if you didn't want to use onions. You could put onion salt or onion powder in it. I don't have any, but I'm just finely mincing this onion up. You won't even realize you've bit into any onion. Because it's not going to have much in there. And then let me go back across it. Go ahead and take it. And like I said, I'm just finely mincing it up. And I'm going to put it into my slaw. There we go. Now I'm going to just take a fork and stir it in the slaw to get it mixed in good. And then go ahead and get a little mayonnaise. I'm using this measuring cup so I'll know how much I put in it, because I don't know, y'all. I just put it in there. That's about 3/4 of a cup right there. And some salt. A little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of sugar. Doesn't take a lot of sugar, just a little bit. That's about a 1/4 of a cup there. Don't really think it's going to take all of that. And let me stir it up, and then we'll check it and see if it needs more sugar or more mayonnaise. You let it sit for a few minutes because it'll get a little more liquefied. At first it may not seem like it's got enough mayonnaise in it, but after it sits for a few minutes and the sugar and the mayonnaise kind of melt together, it may have enough, and it may not. I may have to add a little more, but I'm just going to stir it up, and I'm going to come back and check it. So it's you know, coated pretty good. So we'll come back and check it in a few minutes. Let me just set it over here out of the way. All right, let me move my sugar, cornmeal, and remember, my breading for my fish is just cornmeal and salt. That's all it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a glove or two. I got a new one. I'm going to get a new one. And I'm going to go check on my fish here in a second. Hi, Mama. And let me go ahead and drop a couple more of these in the meal and shake them up. Supper's gonna be done in a minute, Mama. It won't take too much longer. Alright, let me check on what's in here and kind of just turn them a little bit. They're floating, so you don't really have to, you know, they're covered on all edges with grease. You don't want to break them up. I forgot my camera wasn't following me anymore. What time is supper? As soon as I get it ready, Roger. As soon as I get it ready. Alright, these French fries are cooking alright. Just let them keep frying. And a bag like this is always good to bread anything in, because you can get it coated on all edges, all sides. So it's always good. I'm going to go ahead and go back over to the sink. Woo, and work the rest of the fish out. And squeeze these excess water out of it. And lay them on this paper towel and this little rack here. And let them go. All right. Now, pat them down a little more. I know my camera's crooked. Hey, Candace. All right, so I think I just moved my head too much and move around too much for that little thing that I got. It's really neat though. And maybe if I wasn't doing the Facebook Live, it would be better. Fifth in line. Okay, Roger. That would be all right. I'll share mine. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Johnny. Let's go back over to the stove. Let's see if I can get... I really wanted to leave that there. Okay. Let's see if we can check on these. I think they're doing pretty good too. Get some of these smaller ones out real quick. This deep skillet, once that grease gets good and hot, it's really a good item to have. Alright, y'all, there's some more. Doing alright. Let's go ahead and put some more in the grease. French fries are doing okay. Shake that excess off. Shake, shake, shake it off. Some of them will get probably a little more coating on them than Donnie likes. He'll fuss if they've got too much. He don't fuss too bad. But he's a really good fish cooker, but you know what? He's not here. So, we get to eat mine. Hey, Jill. Where you at? You smell fish? Daddy got these ready for me today so I could cook them and thawed them up for me. So they were in the deep freeze. I told him I'd cook them if he thawed them up. So, gonna get the rest of them ready to go here, and it won't be long that they'll be done. So let's shake these up. You don't want to crowd your meal too much. But you want to get them good and coated on each side. I'll go ahead and put my lid on my mayonnaise. I think I'm going to have enough mayonnaise in my slaw. Let me check it. It's getting real wet. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give it a little taste and see if I need to add any more salt or sugar or... That's pretty good to me. Yeah, Janice, I've got my Hushpuppies already mixed up. They're right here. They've got a cup and a half of cornmeal, a couple of tablespoons of flour, self-rising flour, an egg, 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk, and a half of an onion. And then I'm just letting them kind of rise up a little bit, and then I'll get them in the grease here in a few minutes. Let's check on these French fries. I think they're doing all right. I'm going to put them on the end of that. Let them go another minute. So we're getting good. When I cook my Hushpuppies, I'm going to use this little scoop. Woo, I had it laying. It got cornmeal on it. So I'm going to use that little scoop. My battery's starting to go low. I'm going to have to hook a battery up here in a second. Check on the fish. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these French fries out of the oil. I love Hushpuppies too, guys. They're about my favorite too. getting some French fries out. I like my French fries to be good and crispy. But I'm not the only one eating them, so I'm going to go ahead and get them out now. I usually don't even eat the French fries. I might eat one or two of them. But I don't usually even eat them. And honestly, that's probably enough French fries because me and Mama don't usually eat them much. Put a little salt on them. I guess I'll cook another handful just for good measure. Couple handfuls. Not too many more, but they'll be fine. Hushpuppies are my favorite too. I love to eat Hushpuppies and slaw together. So good. Let me go ahead and drop the rest of these fish in this meal, because those are about ready to come out back there. Had to pull the hair up because I know frying all these fish, I was going to get hot. Shake them up good. Get them ready. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the sink because I'm done with it. I have to take the garbage out because it'll be smelling. Alright, let's see about the slaw. It might could use a smidge more of mayonnaise for Mama's preference, but for me and Donnie, we don't like a lot of mayonnaise in it, but I think it's fine. We'll just see how it goes when it gets time to eat. We can add a little more. And these fish are frying up pretty good back here. And you can totally save your oil. You can use it more than one time. I always just strain it and put it back in the bottle after it cools down. Put it back in the cabinet and use it again. I don't use it too many times, but you can use it a couple times because there's no need in wasting the oil. It can totally be reused. Try to get this camera. It's crooked, but it'll be all right. Maybe. And we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. What y'all think? I haven't even sampled them. Can you believe that? That's the best part of being a fish cooker. You get to sample fish. But I haven't done it. I have not. Y'all are my witness. Can I get a witness? I'm going to go ahead when I get these French fries out, and I'm going to go ahead and put a few pieces of small pieces in that skillet. It's a little more shallow, but I'm still going to do it just to get this done and over with. It's not a fast thing, but it is not, don't take too long as you got enough grease and you got it hot enough, you'll be all right. And I'm going to just put the ones that I've already drained, I'm going to kind of put them on top of each other. to make room on my paper towel for the ones that are fresh out of the grease. There's a little bitty one I'm going to get it. I think he's ready. Get that one too. And get that one too. Just let them go. And I did mean, let's see if I've got any tea, because I meant to make some tea tonight. And 4. Yeah, just enough. Just enough. I'm gonna make us some tea. Thanks, Tommy. This ain't my first rodeo. I've gotten pretty good at cooking fish most of the time. Now, you can still have a flop. It just takes practice. The first time I cooked fish, they weren't so great. But I just kept practicing, and drying your fish off when you've got fillets, drying them off makes a big difference. And making sure you get them good and salty enough, that makes a difference. So, and get your grease just right. And I think these are about ready to come out back here. Some of the thicker pieces I'll let go a little bit longer. Let me scoop these french fries over because I got french fries ready to come out too. Alright, we're getting there, y'all. Getting there, getting there. Okay, there's those out. And let me go ahead and throw a glove back on. Battery's trying to get too low. I'm gonna have to plug my phone up. Hopefully it'll stay up for just another minute. I think that app for that camera thing, it really sucks the power down on your phone. Let me get some fish in the grease real quick, and then we'll take care of that. Shake off this excess. Too. One more in there. There we go. And let me get these other french fries out. Scoot those over. To wait on you. Alright. I'm going to salt them. Whew, thought I saw something flash up. And I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these fish in this skillet over here. I think I can do it. I think it's deep enough. I just might have to keep a little closer eye on them. But I've got the grease pretty deep. So we'll just, that way when we get those out back there, we can just start making the hush puppies or cooking the hush puppies. I think that's all of them, guys. Oh no, wait, there's one in the bottom. Can't leave any behind. There we go. All right, now, I'm gonna discard my glove. Let me grab my phone cord. Because like I said, I believe my app sucked my power down. So we're gonna try this. Hopefully this will work. Maybe I did it. Are you still there? Good deal. Woo. All right. I'm gonna grab another tray because I don't think I have room on that one for the hush puppies. So let me go ahead and just throw some paper towels on this one. And get it ready. But it won't take long. And I'll go ahead and throw my French fries back in the freezer so they don't get thawed out. All right. While we're waiting on everything, I'll go ahead and get me some tea jugs ready. I got sugar around here somewhere. Here it is. And I'll make a sweet one and an unsweet one. I don't have anywhere to put it, so I'm just set it over here out of the way for a minute. All right. So it's all coming together. It's just taking a little bit of time, but we'll be all right. We're not starved. But you know, maybe I should taste this little bitty piece. Maybe I shouldn't have tasted it. Because now I'm going to want to eat. It's good. Yummy, yum, yum. Let's check the slaw out. Yeah, I mean, you can see mayonnaise standing in the bottom. So I think we're good on it. And I'll probably have to turn these in this skillet because they're not as deep. So they're a little shallow, more shallow. So I'll have to flip those. That's all right. We'll keep an eye on them. These back here are doing good. It's coming right along. It won't be much longer now. Hope y'all had a good day. It's been a long day for me. I'm not gonna lie, I had a rough day. But this is my release, so kind of relaxing now. Getting some grub on. I'll feel even better when I get it in my plate and in my belly. So, thank you, Miss Kim. It tastes pretty good too. I do say so myself. It tastes pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Can't wait, Mama? Me either, Mama. My nephew brought these fish to my dad, so, you know, I get to help enjoy them because I'm cooking them for them. So, we got to go catfishing, get us some more catfish. We hadn't caught many, we haven't been catfishing in a long time. We go bass fishing. You don't eat those. I'm gonna go ahead while we're waiting and just try to clean up a little bit, put some things in the refrigerator. Get my ketchup out. Right here, I have ketchup. And I can go ahead and put this in the sink, this in the sink, this in the sink. Let me check on these, because I know they're getting close. Little one. There's another little one. Let me check on these, because they probably need to be flipped. So see, you don't have to go out to eat catfish. Ooh. That sounds good, Cindy. Have a good night, Cindy. Pork chops and fried apples. That sounds pretty good. All right. We're getting close, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start dipping these out back here. And get ready. I've got grease everywhere on the stove. It makes a mess. It does make a mess. Alright, so there's those. I'm going to set them in the oven. I don't have the oven on, but I'm going to go ahead and just set them in there, and it'll help them keep warm until I get these other guys out. And let's go ahead and bring this over. Let's see if I can get my legs spread out here on my tripod and set it down where you can see me do these. One moment. Okay. Just gonna get it up here where you can see me do these Hushpuppies. Alright, I've still got my grease back here. And I've got my Hushpuppies, and I'm just going to take my scoop, and I'm not going to make them real big, and drop them into my grease. And I probably could use a little more grease in my skillet, but I think they're doing alright. And notice I did not stir them. They puffed up, and I did not stir them. They're going to puff up. You don't want to get a big old scoopful because they're going to puff up on you as you're cooking them. And generally they'll float around and then they'll kind of flip over on their own as they get brown on one side. I usually take my spoon and just kind of, once they get to cooking, I take my slotted spoon that I was using and kind of just stir them around a little bit. Let me go ahead and turn these over a minute. think these are about done too. So I will go ahead. I'll just go ahead and put these on this platter here because that other one's pretty full. So I'll just throw them on the one I've got here. Now these Hushpuppies, they're starting to brown up. See, that one already rolled over. That one just rolled over. That one, see, I don't know if you saw that, but it rolled over on its own. So they'll kind of roll over when they start cooking on one side. They'll just kind of roll over. Sometimes I'll just kind of, you know, do them around like that a little bit. And if I think it's getting too done on one side, I'll just bump it with my spoon and roll it over like, well, like so. Like that. There you go. You just let them cook. You don't want them to be raw inside. So just kind of keep an eye on them. And they don't take too long. They'll be done in a minute. So they're just cooking right along. Get some little bitty drips. Those little drips that I dripped in there. I'll scoop them out. Usually when I'm cooking, I'm just cooking a few. I'll cook everything in this skillet. I'll even cook the French fries when I finish the Hushpuppies. But tonight, just to hurry it along, I wanted to cook them in that other skillet to get it done. So these are cooking up nicely. And I'll get them out here in just a second and we'll see how they're doing. I think they're about done. Let's get this one out and check it. Let those cook a minute. Alright, it's hot. I know it's hot. So let's just see if it's done on the inside. Woo! And it is. It's done on the inside. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and take these out real quick. Scoop some more in, and then we'll be pretty much done, guys. They'll also, you know, continue to cook a little bit on the inside when you get them out, if they're not hardly done enough. But I believe those are done. I believe they're done. All right, so let me go ahead and get a little more in my grease, and then we'll finish up. Probably plenty, but and the key is don't stir them before you put them in there. You want them puffed up like that right there. See if I can get another one in there. Get one more in there. Whoop, that's a big one. All right, there we go, guys. So that's it. Let me taste it and see if it's good. I'll taste the one I opened up because That's good. A dozen of those, with a bowl of slaw, I know. That's my favorite. Okay. It's done. I'm just gonna finish up. I'm just gonna, hot. I'm just gonna finish up the Hushpuppies, and here's the fish. And I'm not gonna fix a plate right yet because I'm gonna fix Mom one. Dad. Here's the slaw. So that's supper, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and hope you see that cooking fish is not that difficult. If I can do it, anybody else can do it. And Hushpuppies, I mean, homemade Hushpuppies are easy. That's all there is to it. So hopefully you will fry you up some Hushpuppies if you don't make fish. You know, like Kim said, some Hushpuppies and slaw, boy, I can make a meal out of that. So thanks for joining me. I'm just gonna finish these Hushpuppies up and make the tea and get Mom and Dad a plate over there, and then hopefully Donnie will be home and we'll have supper. Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of the week. And remember, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Thanks, Sheila. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.